Hey guys, I wanted to take a video to show you kind of what my offs look like versus my ons. Um, this one's not too severe yet. I went to Home Depot to um, to buy some wood to reinforce my futon so it doesn't sag when my fat ass sleeps on it. And so maybe I won't wake up in as much pain. And I don't know if you can tell, I'm having kind of a tough time moving. My face feels kind of frozen, and if I just relax, my head kind of wants to do that. I can stop it, but I have to think pretty hard to do it, and I just don't feel very good. It feels like I'm having kind of a tough time even breathing very well, and anyone who knows me knows I generally speak a little bit faster and louder than this these days. Oh, and here's the difference in my hand. I'm going to push this back onto the table so you can see a little bit more. Sorry, I'd take a better video, but setup is not really going to happen. See, there you go. It'll get a bit worse than that. I can't really tell you whether or not that's a normal Parkinson's tremor or more of a dystonia thing. The other night at dinner, it got to the point where my hand curled in like that, and I could force it out, but it was really difficult. And as you can tell, my body just kind of wants to move in some weird ways. And let's show you my other hand. Sorry, it's not the best video. I wanted to do this, but I was going to plan it, and then I just ended up off, and it's not very fun. So I figured I would try to limit the numbers. See, my right hand will do it a little bit too, but it's not as bad. My left side has always been worse. The me looking around the room is not a symptom. That's just me looking at my cat being adorable. So I'm gonna try to turn on some lights in the hallway and show you what it's like when I walk when I'm off. Hopefully there's enough light. It's not going to be the best camera angle, I apologize, but hopefully you'll kind of get a picture, and I'll do a better video at some point. And so let's see, it's it's not as bad as it can get sometimes. I mean, if you've read my first post, when I wasn't on meds for a really long time, well, before I'd gotten really on them at all, I was completely bent over, almost at a 45-degree angle whenever I walked. But right now, kind of walking slow, obviously not super coordinated. My toes are kind of cramping up. Sorry, that's not the best light. But let's see if I can get a video of a review of my toes real quick. It's not going to be the best, but I'm kind of bent over so I can see my screen, and as you can tell, that makes my feet and my upper body too, which you can't see, but see it's going. And this dyskinesia is getting a lot worse, and yeah, cats and Parkinson's aren't necessarily the best mix. You really have to love your cats to put up with some of the shit they do when you shake all over the place. But at some point, guys, I'll show you a worse off than this. But in fact, I'll have one in a few days. I don't know why my computer's turned off. typing, not fun. But I'll have one in a few days, where, God, sorry, where I am off my meds after. I'm just not going to take them at night, and I go in for a physical therapy appointment. And so that'll be pretty hairy, and that'll be a really extreme difference. But I'm going to stop recording for now, and I'm going to take my meds and time how long it takes for them to kick in, and then I'll show you the difference, guys. And I don't think I really got a good view of my toe cramping, but I mean, I think you kind of saw what the dyskinesia does to me. And so you guys know, I mean, you can kind of tell I'm fighting for words a little bit at times. But it can get a lot worse than this, with a lot more slurring. I mean, I can tell I'm doing it a little bit right now. But I mean, this is why I'm having DBS, really, so to get some of this to stop. And it's only been, I mean, maybe 3 hours, possibly less since my last dose. So, I mean, when I first started Cinemed, I could take 3 pills a day, maybe. So I could get away with, if I didn't move a whole lot, I could take one at 8 and get back from my internship at 5. More or less okay. Maybe I got away with even 2. So now I take about 6 and a controlled release at night and all sorts of other drugs. So as you can see, that's leading to problems. So that's why I'm going to have DBS. So I'm going to stop recording, guys, and I'll send you, well, I won't send you, I'll record again once I'm on, and I'll note how much time it took. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm actually back a little sooner than I expected. I wanted to show you guys taking my meds, keep them in my wallet. That's kind of nice. Especially because when I first started carrying them, I used a pill bottle, and it sounded like I had a goddamn rattlesnake in my pocket. So that was kind of annoying. And another important note is I used to be able to get away with, just taking my pills with I didn't have to chew them or anything, and they'd kick in. But now I have to chew them. Otherwise, I have problems with getting my medication even in my system at all. Yeah, I just swish them around and keep them on my teeth and all that. They kind of taste like shit, but gotten used to it. Okay, guys. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Hey guys. So it's been like half an hour roughly, and feeling a lot better. I mean, I'm not perfect. I still have Parkinson's, obviously, but movement's easier. Still having a little bit of dyskinesia, but it's not as bad. Mine's mostly related to when I'm wearing off. So when my medication is basically out of my system, then I have a lot of problems. At least now I do. I didn't used to have that many, but now I have a ton. It seems like since I started Azilect, which has been helpful in a lot of ways, as far as prolonging my dose length and making it more predictable, at least until recently. I think that's probably to do with the stress of my upcoming consultation. As you can tell, if you're really listening, my voice feels a little more, it certainly feels a little bit more powerful to me. It's probably a little bit louder, and I'm not stumbling over syllables or words as much, and so that's really nice, and but the painful, or not the painful, but the annoying thing is, I could probably go for a walk right now, like if I wanted to, like go take Shady for a walk. I might want to take my cane though, because sometimes I feel like my meds are fully in my system, but who knows, really. Sometimes, it can be kind of tricky, and so I'll feel fine, and then I'll go do something, and, I'm not fine. There isn't enough medication in my system, and well, I really started having some problems at that point. And that's the other thing you guys won't see in this video. When I'm really having problems, and it's odd because not all my friends have this, but you know, things are, they call it a snowflake disease because it's a little bit different for everyone, even between me and the people I know with the same genetic variation that I have, which is the Park2 mutation. I mean, we have some differences too. But I was going to say something, and I have to gather my thoughts a little bit here. And it's gone. Anyway, I'll show you guys my hands, because that's a pretty big difference. Never mind. Back to that thought. The thing that I have that my friends don't seem to have is if I'm off or if I'm wearing off, you know, sometimes I can push through it, like if I'm at my computer, but anymore I really hesitate to do that because, like, if I am sitting in an uncomfortable chair or you know, standing or exercising, you know, it can be really problematic because for whatever reason, like, my meds just won't kick in. It's almost like I've ate like a big delicious steak or something, because that will also cause problems. But you know, that makes sense. I know why that happens. I have no idea why. You know, for me, if I'm not laying flat on the ground on my back for half an hour in this case, why, you know, I might not have my meds kick in really well or really well at all. So that's really irritating. And in fact, I mean, honestly, I could probably maybe even work right now if it weren't for that. You know, I mean, I could slowly type at a computer rather than, I mean, it's not like I'm a super blazing typist, but you know, it slows me down considerably. Yeah, I mean, the problem nowadays is, you know, it's unpredictable. It's better, but it's still not good. And then, two, I mean, you know, you can't. I don't know many offices that you can go in and do your work for a while and then hang out on the floor for half an hour to an hour. You know, I think that's kind of frowned upon. But okay, anyway, I'm gonna show you my hands. I'm gonna go back over to the other couch because it was easier for me to push my computer back far enough so you could see that. Hopefully, there's enough light. I'm gonna go actually turn a few on as we go over there. So bear with me. I don't know if you can really tell from me just holding my laptop, but I'm walking smoother. Toes still cramping up a little bit, but it's better. It's better. Like I said, I still have Parkinson's. Unfortunately, that doesn't change. Yeah, the light's not that great, but see, pretty much perfectly still. So that's nice, you know, because that gets really irritating. And I'm actually really looking forward to, hopefully, after surgery, you know, right now I can't even really do push-ups or anything. Like if I do 20 push-ups or, you know, probably even less than that, my hand, even if I'm on, will shake for like an hour, which, you know, I can't type with it or anything. And eventually that'll happen to both my hands, and then I'll really be pretty debilitated. Not that, you know, I'm not already. So I'm gonna go take it back down my laptop, that is. I'm gonna take it back down the hallway, and I'm gonna put it in the same place. And I mean, I'm not walking perfect right now. I do walk better sometimes, but I'm moving a lot better than the earlier clip. As you can probably see, it's just faster and smoother. So, yeah, as you can see, there's quite a difference. And for me, right now, I don't know why my computer keeps turning off, but for me, you know, if I miss, it's like I said, better with Azilect. It was for a while that was like if I missed by 5 minutes, I could be fucked for like an hour. So it's nice that that's not quite like that anymore. But you know, now it seems like I have maybe 15. If I miss the dose beyond that, I can still have some problems. It doesn't seem like I'm as debilitated for as long. and I'm still actually quite a bit more dyskinesia than I would have expected. That's the one thing is, I'm feeling it more and more these days because I'm having more of it on the Azalect. But I am standing on one foot right now, so that's part of my problem. But it's really hard for me to take videos of myself because I can actually see how bad it really is. So I really don't enjoy doing it. But I think it's really important for you guys to understand. And also, another reason I'm having DVS, the wearing off will get worse and worse to the point where I've heard, and I need to dig into this a little bit more. Maybe I'd love to interview someone who has this problem. But sometimes I've heard that eventually it will get to the point where it's like literally like a light switch. So I mean, just imagine, here, there's a light switch. This is you, totally. Let's get that light switch there. Totally, just functioning. Maybe a little bit of dyskinesia, or maybe not perfect, like you're fully able-bodied, and then all of a sudden can't do anything. For me, that process takes about 5-10 minutes if I'm having a bad day. But some people, and I will eventually too, if I don't have this surgery. And of course, it's not a cure. So even once I have the surgery, eventually I will still get to that point. So thanks for sticking through this video. It probably hasn't been easy to watch. It hasn't been easy for me to make. As I said, I really don't like being on camera. But again, I'm doing this, one, because I want people to know that they're not alone, especially, it's becoming more and more common at younger ages. And there still aren't a lot of us who classify as juvenile Parkinson's. But, other than the awareness for, people like them to know that they're not alone, I want, people who are able-bodied to understand what it's like, because it's a really confusing, strange, hard to pin down disease. I mean, I'm going to get you guys off because, 20 minutes of my shaky ass is a lot to ask for anyone to watch. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with, again, just one of the weird facets of this disease. There's sometimes where I'll be going along and I'll be like chugging along, I'm like, holy cow, I'm just killing it today. I'm doing so much stuff. And then I look at my watch, I'm like, oh shit, I was supposed to take my medication half an hour ago. And, I felt marvelous to this point, like just perfect. Like Donald Trumpian, I could do no wrong. And then, I look at my watch and I realize that I fucked up, and within 5 minutes, actually sometimes within like 2 minutes, I go from feeling like as they said on the Fallon show the other night, like a Greek god dipped in yogurt, or no, pumpkin spice latte. I go from feeling like that to, in 2 minutes, feeling like, shit. So, again, if you stuck through the whole video, and if you've been reading my blog so far, I really appreciate it. I've been getting a lot of feedback. So, thank you guys. You're making it all worth it. So, take care.